Today we're going to be looking at two different pieces of art, both from the 1650s, both sharing the same style, and both with two subjects. We are doing this to compare religious and non-religious art of that time period, as well as to look at potential implications of those differences. The first piece we're looking at is a portrait of two sisters created by Sir Peter Lilly in the mid-1650s. This portrait shows very Baroque style, and there are, as stated, two subjects in this, the Duchess and the Countess, who were sisters. The Countess is on the right and the Duchess is on the left. And we see both subjects are doing something. They're both active. There's movement in this portrait. The Countess, on the right, is holding a picture of a red rose. On the left, the Duchess is pointing towards a wreath in her hand. This movement and the position of both the Countess's and the Duchess's arms indicate a vanishing point to the left and to the bottom side of the portrait. This is a very stylistic factor and is also important to recognize and remember when we examine the next picture. Additionally, the background is very ornate. Behind the Countess on the right, there seems to be a wallpaper or tapestry with a deep and rich background, very ornate in style. On the left, there is either a window leading to the outdoors or simply another portrait of an outdoor scene where we can see very detailed trees, branches, what appears to be the sun or moon, as well as the rest of the landscape. This may draw us somewhat away from the subjects themselves. The next piece we're looking at is Il Sassoferrato's Madonna and Child. This was created in 1650 and is very obviously a religious icon. This piece was also created in the Baroque style. One difference from the portrait of the two sisters is that both subjects, the Madonna and the Child, are stationary. There's no action. Both appear to be peaceful and in a state of rest or potentially even sleeping. Also, in contrast to the last piece, the background is plain. It's very dark and there's nothing going on. The one exception to this is the halo behind the Madonna's head. This, of course, is a religious symbol. Also, we see the general shape of a triangle created both by the Madonna but also by the back of the Christ. The bottom of the triangle is formed by one of the Madonna's arms as well as the leg of the child, and her shoulders point upwards towards the halo, which is behind her head. This gives us an upward and centered focus, as could be expected from a religious symbol, making us look up towards God and focus on something higher than simply the picture. To finish the comparison, when looking at the backgrounds, we see that in the religious symbol, we're supposed to focus more so on the subjects, more so on the meaning and the substance. Whereas in the portrait of the two sisters, we are made to see their social status and the context within which they're living. This gives us more information about them, and frankly, that's what a portrait is made to do. Additionally, when we look at the composition of both of the paintings, we see much softer lines and much more delicate features in the Madonna and Child, whereas we see much more hard and somewhat more realistic features in the painting of the two sisters. What this shows is that the religious icon is made to be that, an icon, the perfect image of something greater, whereas the portrait was supposed to capture the sisters as they were. It was supposed to preserve them and their identity and their status within the world. In this way, both paintings serve their purpose, and both can add equal meaning to the historical context of what is represented by art. Today, we found both these paintings through the Met Museum and also through Fine Art America. Thank you.